Start recording. Yeah. Okay. So thanks all for joining. So we are in the ninth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So as we have mentioned or we have seen multiple times, Bhagavad Gita is a divine conversation happened between Krishna and Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Correct. So it is a very divine conversation, and what is in it for us, what we can learn from all these Bhagavad Gita teachings is not only for Arjuna, it is for every one of us. So that is how we need to learn the things from this Bhagavad Gita, what is there for me. Okay, so on that basis, we have seen multiple sessions. uh, the foundational slides we have seen, okay, why we have to study Bhagavad Gita, what is in it for me, and uh, how the whole world is structured. Any doubts till now, because we have seen multiple things, correct? Who is Krishna, who is Narayana, how the each yuga been structured, and what is the time duration in each yuga, what is the way forward, okay, to reach the Lord in each yuga. All those things we have seen it in in detail, correct? So any clarifications or queries there? Hare Krishna. So any questions, okay, till now whatever we covered, everything, everyone able to understand, or how is it? Raghavendra Prabhu or Sangeeta Mataji or Preeti Mataji, okay, how you felt all those foundational
Yeah,
slides? Yeah.
yes, Prabhuji, we understood.
Okay, Maji. Okay, very. So, for example, Kali Yuga lasts for how much time?
5,000
No, 5,000 years, 5,500 years we
gone
passed,
already. Yes, it already
but
passed.
the entire
And
entire Kali Yuga lasts for 4,32,000 years. Okay, so that much long duration it is, and before that, like a Dwapara Yuga is two times of Kali, and Treta Yuga is like a three times of the Kali Yuga, and Satya Yuga is like a four times of the Kali Yuga. So like this, the Brahma's lifetime comes to 311 trillion 40 billion years. So that is the time duration between one inhale and the exhale of Mahavishnu, who is Karna Udagashayi Vishnu, correct? So the time, we will not be able to understand this time at all because we have very limited capacity of understanding. And the Bhagavad Gita is talking about five important topics, correct? Can anyone say what are those five topics? Any sloka, if you take from Bhagavad Gita, it talks about five important topics. What are those five topics?
this is Prabhu Karma Yoga,
God,
Jnana
Karma.
Yoga.
Yeah. So that is talking about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, all those things. But
Bhakti Yoga.
five topics like a Bhagavad Gita is talking about. Five topics. It is talking about Jiva. It is talking about Paramatma. It is talking about Prakriti, okay, which is mode of material nature. Then it is talking about Karma and Kala. Out of all these things, only Karma is non-eternal, all others are eternal. Jiva, Prakriti, Paramatma, then Kala. All four are eternal, but only karma is non-eternal. So the reason we can change our karma by engaging us into the devotional service. Okay, this is what we have seen, correct? So if you take any sloka, okay, in Bhagavad Gita, you can relate, okay, either it is talking about Jiva or Paramatma or Prakriti or Kala and Karma. Some of them or either of them or all of them. Likewise, it can talk about it. It is talking, okay? So that is what we have seen. So then Bhagavad Gita further subdivided, like the 700 slokas subdivided into 18 chapter. This 18 chapter been classified into 3 sections of Bhagavad Gita. What are those 3 sections?
Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and
No, first 6 chapters are Karma Yoga. Then the next
Karma
six
Yoga.
chapters
Yes.
are Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga.
Then
Then
last six
Jnana.
chapters are Jnana Yoga.
Jnana.
Okay. So that is how like this 18 chapters are divided. So now we are in the 9th chapter, which is which yoga it is?
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. Okay, very, very important. So who can receive Bhakti? We have already seen. What is a qualification to receive Bhakti?
Surrender.
Surrender and Anasuyave, correct? We have seen. Which is we should not have any enmity with anyone, correct? This is what we have seen. To hear about Krishna, we have to have that Anasuya way. Anasuya, free from envy. Envy should not be there. Then, how to receive bhakti? We have to hear proper hearing, okay? Tashruno. When we hear properly, then we can receive bhakti. What is the benefit of receiving bhakti? It is relief from the miseries of material nature. All these, this punarapi jaranam, punarapi maranam, and what else? The birth, death, old age, disease, all those things, like we can get away from there if we properly hear and we practice bhakti. Okay, this all we have seen. So in this ninth chapter, like we have seen up to 9.14, which we have seen like us, and this knowledge is like a Raja Vidya, Raja Gugyam, Pavitram idamuttamam, Pratyakshaga Amagamam Dharmyam, Susukam Kartum Avyayam. So this is the king of the knowledge. It is not like very ignorant knowledge. It is the king of the knowledge, and it has to be performed in a rightful manner. Okay, this we have seen. So let's see the 9.14 sloka, which we have already covered. The most confidential. So what is a confidential knowledge, and what is more confidential, and what is most confidential? Can anyone say? What is confidential knowledge? What is more confidential knowledge? And what is most confidential knowledge? Let's see who can say that. Hare Krishna. What is confidential knowledge? And which chapter we have seen? Are we the body? Are we the soul?
We are the soul, Prabhuji.
We are the soul, correct? We are not the body. That is what confidential knowledge. So if we understood or we are understanding that we are not the body, we are the soul, then we know the confidential knowledge. Because many don't know about even that as well. Many don't know like what is the confidential knowledge. They will think, okay, I am the body, let me enjoy with this body. That is what like their understanding would be. That is very wrong understanding, correct? That is very, very wrong understanding, because the body is going to perish, but the soul will never perish. Okay, then he's explaining the 30 characteristics of the soul. So which chapter he's explaining? Hare Krishna, which chapter Lord is explaining about this confidential knowledge and more the confidential knowledge? Which chapter he is explaining?
9th chapter.
No. Maji, the second chapter he is explaining the confidential knowledge. Okay, we are not the body, we are the soul. That has been explained in second chapter. Then Okay, let me show this, which we have seen multiple times. Please again put, just like inject in your heart. So this is the one. If you see, confidential knowledge is nothing but, are you able to see my screen, correct?
Yes.
Confidential knowledge being spoken by Krishna to Arjuna in the chapter 2 and 3, which is nothing but knowledge of the spirit, soul, and body, which is useful for liberation. So, if we understood, okay, we are not the body, we are the soul, which has been explained by Krishna in the chapter 2 and 3, then it is confidential knowledge. Okay. Then more confidential knowledge is explained in chapter 7 and 8, which is the starting of the Bhakti Yoga, which is talking about knowledge which brings about enlightenment about Krishna consciousness and the Supreme Lord and his energy. Okay. Knowing we are not the body, we are the soul, that alone will not reach us to the destination. We have to see, for example, I want to go to India, Delhi. I take the ticket. Okay, I know I need to fly in the airways. Okay, in the plane I have to fly. I am taking the ticket, but if I am not going to the airport and boarding the flight, then obviously I am not going to reach the destination, correct? That is what knowing is confidential knowledge, but more confidential is like how I apply and reach the destination. Chapter 7 and 8 talking knowledge about the absolute and how to perform the Krishna consciousness, how to perform the devotion service so that I can reach the destination. That is what more confidential knowledge. That is what bhakti means, correct? That is a starting aspect of bhakti yoga, 7 and 8, that which is what more confidential. The most confidential is it is how to perform the chapter 7 and 8 talks about only devotional service, but chapter 9 is talking about unalloyed devotion service, pure devotion service, so that I can reach the destination very quickly. That is what chapter 9 is talking, which is the most confidential knowledge. Understood? Anyone can explain like again the same? Because this is very, very important. That is the reason we are taking more time like to study about all these the bhakti yoga section of it, because this is very, 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 very important. This is a foundational thing. It is not simply like coming to the class and attending. No, we have to uh, understand, and we have to practically apply it in our everyday life so that we will get benefited. Who can explain this confidential, more confidential, and the most confidential knowledge? You can see around 20 seconds or 30 seconds, like from the slide, and raise the hand, like tell me who can explain this.
Yeah, confidential means we are not the body, we are the soul.
Very
That
good,
is
Madhuri.
confidential.
Okay,
Yeah.
which has been
And
explained in
more
which
and
chapter?
most is
No,
how
no,
this is second.
second and third. Okay, very good.
And more and most is how will means reach
Now
that
more, let's talk more confidential knowledge. Okay, more confidential knowledge been explained in which chapter?
uh, this is
Chapter 7 and 8.
uh, yeah, that is how means for that means we are not body, we are the soul. How to realize it? That is means what are the path we have to follow? That
Yeah,
is
very good. Okay, that
more
is what
confidential.
devotion service that has been explained in chapter 7 and 8. Okay, the most
Yeah.
confidential knowledge is which chapter?
Ninth.
Okay, very good. Okay, so what is difference between 7th and 8th and 9th chapter?
Ninth is the realization.
Realization, and it is pure unalloyed, without any contamination, without any adulteration. How we can perform bhakti, that is what been explained in chapter 9. Okay,
Yeah.
that is what the thing. Okay, confidential, more confidential, and most confidential knowledge. Okay, very good. So let us. So we have seen this first and second shloka. Sri Bhagavan vacha idam te tu kugyadamam pravakshami anasuyave jnanam vijnana sakitam yajnatva mokshesha shubhat. And then the next sloka comes as like a Raja Vidya Rajagugyam Pavitram idam uttamam pratyakshaha avagam dharmyam susukam kartum avyayam. Okay. So Raja Vidya, it is a king of education, and Raja Guhyam, it is the most confidential knowledge. Okay. Secret of all secret. Pavitram, it is purest of the knowledge. Idam uttamam, it is the topmost. Pratyakshaga avagamam dharmyam, it is directly perceived by the self-realization. It is the dharma, topmost dharma. Susukam, it is by performing we will get happiness, and it has to be happily performed. Both the aspects are there. Then kartum avyayam, like it has to be directly performed. Okay, so very important sloka. Then let's move into 9.14, which we have already seen, correct? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha drudavradha namasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. So what is saying? Krishna is saying, always chanting my glories. How we can chant Krishna's glories? By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. And reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Whatever we are doing now, it is nothing but the glorification of Hare Krishna. Okay. Then in endeavoring with great determination. So what is endeavoring with great determination? Okay, whomsoever say, whatever they say, okay, we will not get deviated. We know Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and we will perform bhakti. That is what the great determination. For the determination, like we have seen some pastime. Whose pastime we have seen for this determination? Some very nice example we have seen for this determination. Hare Krishna. Which pastime we have seen like a, which is the great example of this determination? We have seen that Garuda and who is that? Garuda and which pastime it is? Garuda. Oh, we have to revise. Garuda and the sparrow, correct? The sparrow lost the egg in the ocean, and the sparrow is determined to take back the egg from the ocean. The ocean is not giving, and the sparrow is like trying to absorb, or like trying to take out all the water of the ocean from the ocean water to like the banks, correct? So by seeing this determination, is it possible for a sparrow to drain the whole ocean?
No.
It is not possible,
No.
correct? It is not possible at all. But by seeing this determination, the Garuda came out to help the sparrow, and it drained the whole ocean, and it helps to take the egg back from the ocean. Okay, that is what we have to be determined. We may do very little service, correct? As how the squirrel or the wanderers, like okay, helped Lord Ram to build the bridge, like okay, from. It seems there might be some confusion. To build the bridge, like okay, so that they can go from India to the Sri Lanka, correct? But Ram doesn't discriminate, okay, whether it is a small service or big service. Even for a squirrel also, whatever small rock like it was trying to help to lift, Ram was in appreciation mode, okay. So that is what we have to be determined to perform bhakti. Understood? Everyone understand, like, okay, what is the pastime of Garuda and Sparrow?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So very, very important, because like we need to understand this determination and we need to start performing with this determination, then only we can develop and we can progress in bhakti. And bowing down before me with the Krishna, then these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Okay, so this is what the thing, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination. Okay, whatever happens, that determination should never fade or like a never go away. We have to be very, very determined in performing bhakti. Okay, we should never leave Krishna consciousness. We should never deviated from the Krishna consciousness. Okay, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. That is what the sloka talks about. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhridavadaga namasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasade. Nitya means like all the time we have to worship the Lord. Okay. So let's move to the 15th sloka. ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये यजन्तो मामुपासते एकत्वेन प्रकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम्. So it is ekatvena, pratakvena, then baguda vishwato mugam. These three things are important here. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge, okay, worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. Okay. Some will be very, very focused. Okay. Ekatvena means, see here, we can see 9.15. If you, the pictorial representation would be easy. Yeah. See, Ekatvena, it means worship himself as the supreme. That is not suggested at all. Ekatvena means someone says, okay, I am the Supreme Lord. I am the God. Okay, please worship me. Don't worship anyone else. This is very lowest and most predominant. In this Kali Yuga, we can see many are saying that, okay, I am the Lord. That is the reason we are having lot of like a fake uh, gurus, correct? Sannyasis, fake sannyasi, correct? Everyone trying to cheat, but we should understand this and we should like okay get away from them. We should never get associated with these guys, like this type of guys. Ekatvena means I am the Supreme Lord. If someone says I am the Lord, then we should ignore them and we should like look for the other right gurus. Okay, this is kind of fake guru. Okay, then Pratakvena. Pratakvena means concord some form of supreme and worship that form. Many will say, okay, they will try to cheat. They will not say, okay, I am the Lord. They will say, okay, do this worship, okay, do this puja for their own benefit, okay. Include the demigod worshipper. They will say, if you approach any of the astrologer or any of the fake gurus, they will say, okay, I am not the Lord, but you do this puja, you do donate this much money to this ashram, like okay, then your suffering will go away. They will be like okay, very much branched and like they want to have self interest. Their self interest is like a more important, and they will concord. They will concord like the real knowledge with some modified knowledge or like they will try to use for their personal use. Pratakven also like uh, we should not approach. Then what is Vishwato Mukam? Vishwatomuga means accept the universal form of the worship. Okay. Actually, universal form also, it is temporary only. Whatever Krishna exhibited as a universal form to Arjuna, that also on the basis of Arjuna's request only he exhibited. Actually, Krishna is a Shyama Sundar, which is two-hand form, correct? But we don't want to see Krishna in the universal form, because universal form, even for Arjuna, it was very difficult to perceive, very difficult to understand, very difficult to see that, because you see a big mouth, thousands of mouth, like a billions of ears, billions of eyes. It would be impossible for us to see. Okay, so that is what Krishna is saying, that Vishwatomukam also, since it is temporary, we should not we should not aim to see. But out of this Ekatvena, Pratatvena, and Vishwatomukam is like a better, okay, compared to the Ekatvana, because Ekatvana is I am the Lord. That is what someone will say. Then Pratatvena means just concocted knowledge. Okay, they will try to modify the knowledge, real knowledge, and they will present to the knowledge seeker in a manner that it will benefit their own personal stuff. Okay, so considers universe to be the supreme organ, cannot conceive of anything beyond this material manifestation, because okay, the Vishwatomukam is okay compared to the Ekatvena and the Pratakvena, but Vishwatomukam is talking only about the material world. Okay, it is talking only about this material world, how this material knowledge been defined and all those things. It is not talking really the supreme knowledge or the spiritual world. That is the reason, even though Vishwatomukam is not suggested. Correct, Adha. Yeah. Yeah. So this is what the three level of worshippers in this material world, which is Ekatvena, which they call themselves as a Lord, which is completely rejected. Okay, we should not go to their knowledge at all. Then the Pratakvena means they will do demigod worship or a concocted worship, that also to be avoided. Then Vishwatomukam, which is about the universal form of the Lord. This is better compared to Ekatvena and Pratakvena, but this also should not be entertained, because three level of Krishna worshippers. We have to see the Krishna worshipper is like a Mahatma. First, the Jnani, Ekatvena, Pratakvena, and Vishwatomukam. This is the initial type. Okay, then they will go into four types of Sukritina. Sukritina is Artho, Arthati, Jnani, and one who is the seeker of the knowledge. Okay, so they will be four type of Sukritina. That is little bit better. Then Mahatma. Mahatma is the topmost, who is always chanting the glories of the holy name. What is the meaning of Mahatma? He is the topmost devotee of the Lord. That is what a Mahatma means. So that is the proper worship, because we do everything for Krishna, nothing for our own benefit. Okay, so that is what been said in this particular slokas. So hope everyone understood what is this, because this is very, very important. This Ekatvena, Pratakvena, and Vishwatomukam. Any doubt in this one? This four type of Sukritina also 7.16 it is mentioned. Okay, let us move into 7.16 for a moment. But are you able to understand what is Ekatvena, Pratakvena, and Vishwatomukam? Saraswati Mataji joined little late. Okay, Maji, are you able to understand this Ekatvena, Pratakvena, and Vishwatomukam?
I'm trying to follow Prabhu.
Okay, so let me say one more time. Okay, so there are three kinds of indirect worshippers. Okay, so we have seen in the 9.14 what is the topmost worship, correct? Which is about the okay, let me go one step above. Okay, so we have seen confidential knowledge, more confidential knowledge, and most confidential knowledge. Can you just hope you understood like what is confidential knowledge, what is more confidential, and most confidential? Probably Sangeeta Mataji, can you please explain again? What is confidential? What is more confidential? What is most confidential?
Yeah, confidential is we are not body, we are the soul.
Very good. Okay, which has been explained in the which chapter?
Second, third.
Yeah, second and third. Very, very nice. Okay. Then what is more confidential knowledge?
To perform that, to doing that, we are not the body. It's
Yeah.
more confidential.
Okay. So we know what is confidential knowledge. Okay. We are not the body, we are the soul. But knowing alone is not going to take us to that spiritual world. For example, okay, I know I want to go to Delhi. Okay. I took the ticket, I have to board the flight, I have to reach the airport, and I have to board the flight. Then only I will reach the destination. But by just taking the ticket and not boarding the flight, then I will not reach the destination. I have to do something, correct? That doing is like I explained in the Bhakti Yoga, which is 7th and 8th chapter. Knowledge which brings about enlightenment about Krishna consciousness, Supreme Lord, and his energies. That is what more confidential knowledge. We have to practice the bhakti. Then only we can reach the destination. Okay, doing devotion service. Okay, that is what is Krishna's energy. Understand and love more Krishna. Okay, love about him more and more, so that we get like opportunity to do the devotion service. That is what more confidential knowledge. Okay, then most confident, which is explained in chapter 7 and 8, which is the uh, starting of like a bhakti yoga section, correct?
Bhakti
Then,
yoga, yeah.
yeah, then most confidential knowledge is unalloyed devotion service. I do everything for Krishna only. That is what most confidential knowledge. That is what been explained in this 9th chapter. Okay, which is the most confidential knowledge section of the Bhagavad Gita. So hope everyone understood this, like because this is very, very fundamental, very, very important. We will not be able to get this knowledge anywhere else. Like that is very, 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 very important, because this particular Prabhu, like okay, who put the slide, he put so much effort like to prepare the slide. Yeah, it is same like the purport. It has been explained in the purport. Many a times like we may get lost in reading the purport or like understanding it. So better to get the compress of like that knowledge in this manner. Okay, chapter 2 and 3 explaining the confidential knowledge, which is talking about I am not the body, I am the soul. Then more confidential knowledge is explained in chapter 7 and 8, which is talking about how to do the devotion service so that we can go back to the Godhead. We can reach our destination. Then chapter 9 is talking about the most confidential knowledge, which is talking about pure unalloyed devotion service. Okay, this is what we have seen in confidential, more confidential, and most confidential. Then comes the 9.14. 9.14 is what? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dhritavadaga namasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Okay, so the Mahatma will perform Satatam Kirtayantam, always chanting the glories of the holy name, and chanting the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, correct? Then Yatantasa Dhridavardaka, he doesn't have any deviation. The Zoom may disconnect now. Please like a rejoin so that we will conclude within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Yatansasa Dhridavardaka means it is with great determination. For the determination, we have seen the pastimes of which one, Mataji? Like I think you might be knowing. What is the pastime of for this
Prahlad Maharaj
determination?
Prabhu?
Huh?
Prahlad Maharaj?
Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj was very determined to perform bhakti, even though his father is like giving all kind of trouble. Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj is one, because we might say, okay, why I'm getting all the bad things in my life? Take Prahlad Maharaj. He was a great devotee of the Lord, who was getting the troubles and all kind of issues like from his father, but still he was determined that Lord will protect me. Correct? That is one thing. One more example we have seen, some ocean. recording. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thanks for joining. So, for
Is it
determination,
the
one another example.
Kalya Daman Lila Nagapatni's?
Yeah, that is also determination, Maharaj. But one more determination. We have seen like a very, very important pastime story. Garuda.
Dhruva.
Garuda.
Garuda.
Garuda sparrow. Sparrow was like a lost its egg in the ocean, correct? You heard that
Yes,
pastime?
yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, the sparrow was determined like a, to take back the egg from the ocean, and it was like a trying to dry up the ocean. Then by seeing that, Garuda was very pleased with sparrow's determination, and he helps like to dry the ocean and take back the sparrow's egg from the ocean. Okay, the determination. So we have to have that kind of determination. It may be looking very, very uh, big or like impossible for us to achieve, uh, but if we are determined to do it, then Krishna will make anything, any impossible thing to the possible thing, because that is what Krishna does it. The cobbler story also we know, correct? The cobbler, the one time Narada Muni was passing through. Uh, First, like okay, he was passing through the Brahmana. Okay, then Brahmana is asking, "How's my Krishna? Like what he's doing?" Then Narada Muni is saying, uh, "Yeah, actually, like okay, Narada Muni is asking Krishna, who is the great devotee of the Lord?" Okay, then Krishna says, "No, you go to the material world and see like okay, a cobbler and Brahmana, then you will understand yourself." Okay, then Narada Muni is coming to the material world, and he is approaching the Brahmana. Brahmana like doing his Sandhyavadan and performing the bhakti. Then he is asking Narada Muni, like, what is my Krishna doing? Okay, then Narada Muni is saying, Krishna is inserting a elephant into the needles through the needle. Okay, then this Brahmana was like surprised, and he's saying, "How is it possible for Krishna to insert, for anyone to that matter, like to insert an elephant into the needles that hole? Correct? Is it possible or not? Is it
It's possible.
normally? Is it possible for us to like okay insert a elephant into the hole of the needle?"
Not for us, but for Krishna,
Yeah, correct.
yes.
Yeah. So the this Brahmana is saying like it is not possible. I think like you are bluffing. Okay, fine. Then he moves to cobbler. Cobbler also like a dedicatedly doing his work, and he is asking Narada Muni, I am very great to see what my Krishna is doing. Then immediately Narada Muni is saying, Krishna is like a, inserting an elephant into the hole of a needle. Okay. Then cobbler is saying, yeah, that is fine. Like Krishna can do anything. Then Narada Muni is astonished. Like, okay, he's asking, how is it possible? Like, okay, how you are trusting Krishna can do? Then the cobbler is explaining, when a big banyan tree is coming from the no, the small seed, and from the small seed like a big banyan tree is coming, and the same way from the banyan tree like the small seed is coming, so it is possible for Krishna to achieve anything and everything. That is the determination we need to have. That is the faith we need to have. Krishna can do anything and everything. He can make a simple thing to a big thing and a big thing to a simple thing. Like, hey, so that is what the power of Krishna. Okay, so that is the determination we need to have. So, Satatam Kirtayantomam, always like a chanting the glories of the holy name. Then Yatantasha Dridavradaka. Okay, Mahatma does all these things like, okay, continuously, all the time, Nitya. That is what, that is the reason they are called as Mahatma, correct? So we may doubt sometime, we may deviate from sometime. That is the reason we are not be able to call us like a Mahatma. Then Namasyantasya Mam Bhaktya, like okay, we have to pay the obeisances to Lord. Sri Krishna. Not only external obeisances, like internally also. Whenever we see Krishna and his devotees, we have to pay the obeisances. Then Nitya Yukta Upasate. Nitya Yukta means like, okay, all the time we have to perform. Not whenever we are free, whenever we have like a time, we will perform. No, that is not the correct thing. We have to perform this all the time. Okay, that is what this 9.14 been explained. Okay, then 9.15. Okay, this is the aspect of Mahatma. Okay, but not everyone is Mahatma, correct? Then he is talking about the other kind of worshippers, indirect worshippers, okay, which is called Ekatvena, Pratakvena, and Vishwatomugam. So Ekatvena means they say, okay, I am the Lord. Don't go to Krishna or anyone. I am the Krishna. So in what to say, like in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a character, correct? I am the Krishna. I am the Krishna. I am the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is a character in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, I am unable to remember that character. So then Lord comes and like, okay, give the right knowledge. Even Shishupala, to that matter also, he say, okay, I am the Lord. Why I need to worship Krishna? So this understanding should go, and we should not worship them, or like we should not associate with them. That is what this Ekatvena means. Okay, worshipper himself as like, okay, thinking, I am the Lord, and this is the lowest and the most predominant in this Kali Yuga, and we should never approach them at all. Okay, and Pratakvena means they are the demigod worshipper, and they will just concoct some knowledge. Okay, if you want to achieve, yeah, they will worship the various forms of the Lord, and they will say, okay, if you want this benefit, go and donate this much like to the ashram, and go and do this puja. They will concoct the knowledge. The real knowledge is worship the Supreme, worship Krishna, and everything uh, will happen. For this, like a two example, we have seen it in the past. Why we don't need to worship demigod? We can directly worship Krishna. We have seen in with two example. Can anyone remember? If we worship Krishna, it is equal to worship of like all the demigods. What are the two instances? Okay, I'll just give a hint. While watering the tree, are we watering every leaf, every branch, or just watering the root only? How
Root
we are?
only.
Huh?
Root only. We are not
Yeah, we
individually
are watering the root only, correct?
Right.
How? By watering the root will get the energy and like will pass through all the branches and the leaves, correct? The similar manner, if we practice devotion service only to Krishna, then all the other demigod and all other gods like a will, it is equal to like a serving them also. Okay, that is one example. How watering the root will pass the energy to all the parts of the body of that plant. The similar manner, just by worshipping Krishna, we are satisfying all the demigod and like all other living entity in this particular material world and the spiritual world. Okay, that is one example.
Prabhuji, I am having one doubt.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah,
Yeah, that Ekatvena, what you are saying,
yeah,
we are making Guruji.
yeah. Correct.
Then we are thinking he is God for us. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, like
Yeah,
that. Means
he's a
we are thinking he
representative
is,
of the God. Yeah,
means in his way, means we are thinking he is God for us. No, means he
yeah,
will do, means how he will take us to
yeah.
reach the
Correct.
God.
So
Means
there is a
that is coming under Ekatvena or what?
no, Mataji. One second. Let me tell you. Like a very nice question. Very, very nice question. If anyone says, okay, I am the God, you don't need to worship Krishna, or like you don't need to worship the Supreme Lord, then
Okay.
obviously they are fake guru. Okay.
Okay.
If
Okay.
someone says, I can take you to the Supreme Lord, I can give you the knowledge so that you can go to Krishna, then they are the right guru. We should
Okay.
never get associated with the fake guru. Okay. If someone says, I am the Krishna, I am the Lord, you don't need to worship Lord, then obviously they are fake. If someone says, I will give you the knowledge so that you can go back to Krishna, yeah, and considers himself as a servant of the Lord, because we all are but nothing but a servant of the Lord. Even Brahma is also servant of the Lord. Okay. If anyone says, okay, I am the servant of the Lord, I will show you the path to go back to the Godhead, then they are the real guru. Understood, Mataji?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
then this Pratak Vena means like the demigod. So we have seen, we are seeing, if you water the root, then all the branches are getting, the leaves are getting like the energy. That is not as good as like, okay, if we pray to Krishna, every demigod and all the other living entity we are pleasing. Okay, that is one example. Uh, that is one example. Other example is while we are eating, okay, we are not feeding the food for our hands separately, our legs separately, and our eyes separately, our nose separately, correct? We are feeding the food to our stomach. In that stomach, like, okay, the food is getting converted into energy, and all the required energy being passed to every parts of the body, correct? The similar manner, if we devote if we do the devotion service to Krishna, it is as good as like, okay, doing devotion service to every, we are pleasing every demigod and every living entity. These two examples are very 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 important. Why we are praying only to Krishna, only to Krishna, to the highest. These two examples, one is like a watering the root of the tree, then feeding the food to the stomach, not to every part of the body, correct? Likewise, we have to pray to Krishna so that like all others are pleased. Okay, that is what we have to understand. So that is a thing, like in the Pratak Vena, they do concocted knowledge of like a demigod worship. And if we go to someone, okay, some astrologer or some fake guru, na, they will say, no, the you have to do this puja, you donate this much, like a you donate to this brahmana. So they will concoct the knowledge and they will do for their own benefit. That is what Pratak Vena means. Then Vishwatomukam means like, okay, uh, praying to the universal form of the Lord, okay, which Arjuna was desiring, so that Krishna exhibited that Vishwatomukam, which is multi-facet of the Lord, which is impossible for us to receive. Even for Arjuna, it was not possible to receive with his eyes. Then Krishna was giving him the divine eyes to see the uh, universal form, correct? Like the Vishwaroop Darshan, correct? So the Vishwatomukam, it is not encouraged to see, because we cannot see the multiple billions of like, okay, the ears and billions of eyes and billions of the nose and the tongue and the mouth of the Lord, correct? So we want to see Krishna as a Shyama Sundar, correct? With his two-handed beautiful form holding the flute. That is what these three worshippers, like, okay, are mentioned. Ekatvena, which is completely rejected, not suggested at all. Then Pratakvena, which is again like, okay, not suggested at all. Then Vishwatomukam also. This is better than Ekatvena and the Pratakvena, but still not suggested, because we want to go, because this is the level of Krishna worshippers. Initially, they may be Ekatvena, Pratakvena, and Vishwatomukam. Then they will go to four type of Sukritina, which is 7.16, which we will see. Artho, Artharthi, Jigna, Ashu, Nanina. Okay. Then the topmost is Mahatma, which we have seen in the previous loka. Satatam kirtayantomam yatantasya dhritavardhaga namasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. What is that meaning? always chanting the glories of the holy name with great determination and with obeisances to Lord, and they will do all the time like this worship. Okay, the 7.16 we will see, because this again like important sloka which we have already covered, but again like I just so in the 7th chapter like this starting of the Bhakti Yoga section of it, Lord is explaining four type of person who will surrender and who will not surrender. This is who will surrender. Four type of person like who will surrender. Chaturvida bhajate imam janaha sukritino arjuna artho jignashu artharthi jnanina cha bharadasabha. So which is, O best among the Bharadas, four kind of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. The distressed, one who is in a very distressed condition, okay, they are very dejected, they have like a very big loss in their family or like in their life or in their business, they will come to approach the Lord. Then desire of wealth, one who wants like a more and more wealth, okay, they will approach the Lord. Then inquisitive, one who is very inquisitive, like they want to understand how Krishna created this material world, how I can go back to Krishna, that is inquisitiveness. And who is searching the for the knowledge of the absolute, okay, the jnani, artharthi and jnani. Artho jignashur, artharthi jnani. Artho means, who is artho? He is a distressed. Then artharthi, which is a desire of the wealth. Sorry, yeah, artho means like okay, the distressed. Jignasu means inquisitive, artharthi means desire of the material wealth, and a jnani, like okay, who knows the things as they are. So this is what Lord Krishna explaining in this particular sloka. So ekatvena, pratakvena, and vishwatomukam. Correct? This is what the initial form of worship. Then they will go to this four type of Sukritna, four type of people who will surrender to Lord, which is explained to 7.16. Distrust, desire of wealth, and Atto Jignashu Arthati, inquisitive. Then the Jnani, one who is searching the knowledge. Then Mahatma. Who is Mahatma? One who is doing this Satatam Kirtantamam, always chanting the glories of the name. And Yatanta Shadrita, who is very determined. And Namashantasya Mam Bhakti Alage, who is surrender to the Lord and do obeisances. Then Nitya Yukta Upasate. All the time they will engage in devotional service. Because this one sloka only we took, this two sloka, very, very important, and how to connect this sloka. You're able to understand, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any questions?
No, Prabhu.
Oh, I see Neeraja Mataji joined. So Saraswati Mataji, can you please explain what we covered in a very gist form so that Neeraja Mataji able to understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So, explained about what is the more confidential knowledge, most confidential knowledge.
Yeah, confidential, more confidential, and the most confidential. Yeah.
Yeah, confidential, more and most confidential knowledge. So confidential knowledge is something which we learned that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul, which we learned in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, second and ninth chapter. And then more confidential knowledge is the knowledge where we understand about the energies of the Lord, how to attain the Lord. So enlightenment about Krishna consciousness, basically. So that is the more confidential knowledge. And the most confidential knowledge is something which we are learning, which we will be learning in the chapter 9, which explains about the unalloyed devotional service. Like anything and everything that we do it for Krishna. So that is the most confidential knowledge. Sorry, when I mentioned the confidential knowledge previously, it's body and soul. It's explained in chapter 2 and 3, not 7. I think I mistakenly mentioned that. Okay, so that's about more, most, and confidential knowledge. Then He also explained about the Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, that verse. Like every time we have to constantly
Mahatma. Yeah.
Mahatma. Like who is a Mahatma? Who
How
is a
many types of
Mahatma?
bhaktas? That Arthati, Jigyasu, 5 type of bhaktas.
Yeah. No, before that, like a 9.14, which is talking about the Mahatma. Okay, what he does, Satatam Kitayantamam, always chanting the glories of the holy name. Then Yatantasha Dhridavardhaga, like which is talking about the determination. For determination, we have seen Prahlad Maharaj pastime, then Sparrow and Garuda pastime, correct? So then Namasyantasya Mam Bhakti, all the time like a worship the Lord, and Nitya Yukta Upashade, that also all the time like a worshipping the Lord. It is not like a whenever we are free, whenever we have time, only we will do the bhakti. Other time like a we will do all the nonsense thing, like a no. One who is performing this all the time, he is a Mahatma. But there are different types of bhakta also. Okay. Yeah, you can explain, Mataji. Sorry, I took your slot. Saraswati Mataji.
Yeah, so then you explained about Ekatvena, Pat,
Yeah,
Pathatvena,
it is
and
Pratakvena, yeah.
Pratakvena, Vichavato Mukham.
Yeah, Vishwatomukam, yeah.
Vishwato Mukham. So Ekatvena is something like who thinks that he is the Supreme Lord.
Yeah. So they have
And
to be,
then
yeah, they are the lowest of the mankind, and they should not be worshipped at all. They should not have, we should not associate with them. Okay. That is what Ekatvena. Okay. They say, I am the Lord, worship me. Then we should reject them because that is the lowest of the mankind. Then Pratakvena means, okay, they will say, do the demigod worship, and they will concord the knowledge. Okay, do this way, do this puja, donate this much. Like okay, there they will try to avoid Krishna, and they will try to give like all the demigod worship, which is again to be avoided. Okay, and Vishwatomukha means seeing the universal form of the Lord, uh, which very difficult to obtain, very difficult to understand, and we never want to see even Lord in that manner. Correct, like a multiple legs and multiple like the eyes and etc etc. We should avoid that also. But Vishwatomukam is better than Ekatvena and Pratakvena, but still like it is not the best of the form, correct? That is what initial type of Krishna worshippers will be. They will be either Ekatvena or Pratakvena or Vishwatomukam. Those three has to be avoided. Then slowly they will move into four type of Sukritina. That is what we have seen in the 16th sloka, 7.16. One who is distrust, desire of wealth, inquisitive, and jnani. These four type of bhakta will surrender to Lord. Then they will get a eligibility to go back to the Mahatma status of it. Okay, who is uh, Satatam Kirtayantomam Yatantrasha Dhridavardhaga Namasyantasya Mam Bhaktya Nitya Yukta Upasate. So this is how like we need to understand how various type of worshippers are there, but where what position each of them are there, and which position we have to aim for. Do we need to aim for Ekatvena or Vishwatomugam or Artho Artharthi or Mahatma? Which position we have to aim? Which
Mahatma.
Mahatma, correct? Yeah. So that Mahatma position we need to aim. That is what like the thing is being mentioned here. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any doubt till now? Hare Krishna, any doubt? Any clarification required? Hope everyone understood because this is very important section of Bhagavad Gita. Trust
Hare
me, like
Krishna.
if you are able to understand this, then you will be able to do the devotion service in a proper manner, because that is the reason we are going very slow, and we are going in very depth of the knowledge. Okay, this has to be registered in our mind. Okay, anytime if I ask of after 2 weeks or after 3 weeks also, we have to be in a position to explain this: what is ekatvena, yeah, what is pratakvena, and what is vishwatomugam, what is that artharthi, jignashu, like a jnani, what type of worship, like we need to aim for it. We have to be in a very very detailed manner, like to understand. Yes, Maji, Neeraj Maji, you were saying something.
Yeah, yeah. No, sorry, I missed the class today. So, you once you send the recording, I'll listen to it, Prabhuji, and if I have any questions, I'll come back to you.
Yeah, sure, Maji. Like the summary is the thing like which we covered in detail the whole class. So Sangeeta Mataji and Saraswati Mataji explained it very, very nicely in a summarization. I request, like, please take a note of it, registered, and keep referring all these things. Like, then only we will be able to understand the devotion service in a proper manner, and we will be able to perform it in our day-to-day life. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If no further question, like we are good to close the class, and let's pray for all the goodness and the peace throughout the world. Okay, many things are happening in and around us, which is not great. Okay, which has to be solved. Okay, only by Krishna. He knows the reason and he knows the cause, and he will conclude like with all those things. So let us pray 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra to get the peace and happiness in the society. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama.
Okay, if no further questions.